Fiancé is mad I took her phone for check, but found her crazy affair, and she's crying to fix it. Backstory: my fiancé, 25F, and I, 21M, have been together almost 5 years. When we first got together, her 21, and I 17, things were great. We started the relationship off with a bang, some illegal substances were involved, and we clicked immediately. We decided to make it official a few months in. We were just friends with benefits at first, and things were amazing. Cut forward a year, and at that point she, 22, and I, 18, are pregnant. I knew it was a bit early in the relationship, but I was happy all the same. Throughout this whole time our relationship was continuing to grow for the better, alongside our children, twins. I chose to quit the job I had when the babies were born, because she and I had talked about her getting a job. She wanted one. I didn't force her into it or ask her to get one, and we agreed it would be good for me to be a stay-at-home father. That's really where the relationship took a turn. Throughout the following months I had gained some weight, and decided to get comfortable, which was completely my fault, as well as become completely okay with letting her provide for our children as well as myself. We live with her family, so there's no rent to be paid. Once I started getting comfortable, and allowing her to bust her, but so I could have a cushy life, is when the toxicity started. I started to treat her like a cash cow, asking and asking, taking and taking, but never giving anything in return. Expecting her to be intimate with me after work while I stayed home all day watching TV, gaining weight, and just sitting around. There were some good days here and there, but for the most part this toxic behavior went on for years. I was a piece of garbage for 4 years. Reddit. About a month ago I found out she had reconnected with a male friend from high school. But it seemed like she was deleting messages. An argument ensued between the two of us, and by the end we sat down and actually spoke about what we should do. And once she told me she was on the edge of leaving, that she was tired of being treated like garbage, she was tired of the toxicity, is when it finally clicked. I've been hurting her this whole time, and I was too selfish to see it. We spoke some more and I told her it would be better, after promising that in the past, it didn't hold much weight, and so it did. I was so stressed with becoming the person I was when she met me that I've stopped eating. I've lost 40 pounds, because I haven't eaten in almost a month. I've been putting in the time to give her space, but let her know I was here for her. I was showing her that I was working on my trust issues, and was finally coming to terms with, and changing, the piece of sh*t I had been previously. She told me she wasn't talking to AP. She showed me messages where it seemed like she was leaving him on read, and he just decided not to speak with him. And I believed her. But yesterday, I saw his name pop up in her phone. We have Samsung Galaxies, so when the screen is locked it lights up and shows the text and the person who sent it, and I snatched her phone. She went ballistic, grabbing at it and slapping and kicking at me. Once she realized I was going to read the messages she said, "Okay, then I'm leaving." I read the messages between her and AP, and they're calling each other babe, sweetheart, love, etc. Making plans for dates, meeting up at his home. These messages went back a month. The whole month I had been working on bettering myself and my relationship. She's been doing this with AP. After the dust settled on the whole situation, we got the chance to talk about it like civilized people. She swears on everything they've never done anything but smoke tea, legal in my state, together and text the way they were, nothing inherently sexual, just I miss yous and the name calling. Come to find out, she's told everyone she knows, including AP, that we're not together, and that I'm just the baby daddy that still lives with her to watch the kids. And even her mother, a grown woman, has been covering for her this whole time. Her mother knew what she was doing, and even helped her hide it. We spoke about it, and she blames me for pushing her away as far as I did, and when I try and talk about how hurt this has made me, she turns around and points at the last 4 years we've been together, and how crappy I was to her, asking me how I think she felt during that time. We had a very tearful conversation today, lots of "I still love you, and I still care about you, and I want this relationship to work out." I asked her if he's been making her happy. I told her all I wanted was for her to be happy. She tells me no, she's been apologizing, saying that she never should have even given him the time of day to begin with. I don't know what to do with Reddit. Do I suck it up and hit the reset button on the relationship like she wants? Just start fresh from the beginning to show her I can do this and work on it at the same time? Or is it too late? Did I push her into AP's arms? Is this all my fault? Update. Since my previous post, WS and I have spoken quite a bit. WS says we need to hit the reset button on the relationship, start back up as friends first, work on ourselves separately, and see where it goes. After agreeing and shaking hands as friends, and laying down ground rules, WS refuses to stop contact with AP after telling me we should work on ourselves separately. WS says friends don't get to ask each other to do that. When all I really wanted to ask was if this is a friendship that's working towards a relationship again, just don't duck anyone else. But I guess that's too much to ask. I plan on working on myself solo for my children, mostly because I live in a small town in Arkansas, so my choice of women is few and far between, but also because I need to do this by myself. But when the time eventually does come, are there any apps for talking to people? Other than the normal Facebook, Tinder, Bumble, etc. I don't believe once I have gotten my life back on track, that I'll want to be stuck in the toxicity of my and WS relationship anymore. Update 2. So, since my original post and my update post, a lot of stuff has happened between WS and I. I've begun the moving on process, as we weren't even married, just engaged for 4 years. I've started moving out of the house, and have begun court proceedings when it comes to my children. I've decided enough is enough. I'm not going to disrespect myself anymore when it comes to her and AP. I tried. I even met the man she cheated on me with. The guy is literally me but older. Thank you all, here on Reddit. Thank you for your words of advice and for your tough to swallow, but very true words. This'll be my last post on this sub, unless a future woman decides I'm not good enough either. Thanks all. Update 3. It's been a while since I posted here. Thank you to everyone that commented on my previous posts, giving me the kick in the but I needed to get my life straight. After the depression settled down a bit about a week or so after D-Day, I decided to sell everything I owned and start new. I used the money I got from selling my things to put me through some training, and now I'm certified to sell insurance, life and health. I've gotten a nice job as a sales associate with a life insurance firm, and have since moved out onto my own. I still have to deal with BM for the sake of my children, but otherwise I don't see, or even hear from her. I thank everyone who upvoted and commented on my previous posts. You've all helped me figure out what I needed from myself as well as what I wanted out of my own life. We have reached the end of the story. Let's listen to some of the comments by our Reddit listeners. Comment 1. You're doing the right thing. I read your posts though, and I see 2 mistakes you made. 1. Never move in with a woman, either she moves in with you or you two get a place together. 2. Keep or actively look for employment. Women just don't respect that type of man. You come off as a decent guy and you deserve better, but you must also be better. I'm not bashing you cause I was the SAHD at one point and the disrespect came quickly. I was also around your age at the time. You moving on and getting the legal stuff sorted is a very good start. Consider this a life lesson and be better. You got this. Comment 2. Wait, you met the AP. How and why? Are you okay? Also, did anyone get hurt during the meeting? OP reply. Sorry for the late reply, I've been working and going through court proceedings. I did meet AP. I figured if things between WS and AP were going to get serious, I needed to meet him before he was anywhere near my children. No, I am not okay. AP is literally me but 10 years older. Same interests, music/movie tastes, same build and stature, just a decade older. No one got hurt. I tried to keep my composure and make the meeting as respectful as possible. My STB ex-wife's own daughter revealed her cheating and I confronted her. Now there's no going back. She started working at a nursing home about 18 months ago as a CNAM. There's a guy there that's our age, 40. He was in a car accident 20 years ago where he lost both of his legs, is paralyzed from the waist down, and has limited mobility in one arm. She developed what I would call a good friendship with him. They were chatting a lot on Facebook Messenger. For the most part it was harmless. For what it's worth, I had access to the Messenger account, and she knew it was basically a shared account with only her name on it. About 7 months ago he started messaging her much more frequently, good morning texts every day at 8 a.m., followed by a 2 to 3 hour exchange with her. Eventually I got uncomfortable with it. She explained he's just lonely, he has no friends, I feel bad for him, geesh you don't have to worry, he doesn't even have a Johnson. I said okay, it just makes me uncomfortable. I think he is developing something for you. I think the first thing he thinks about when he wakes up is you, and you're the last thing he thinks before he goes to sleep. She said I was crazy. About 2 weeks ago he sent her a message saying basically, I know I shouldn't care about you as much as I do, but I can't help it. I didn't expect to feel this way. I saw this message and passed away in my tracks. I told her we need to talk. I asked if there was something I needed to know. She said no. I said I need you to lay it out to him, that it's just a friendship, and he may be looking into it wrong. She blew up a little and said, what do you want me to do? I said do what you think is right. She went to work an hour later and he sent her a Facebook message saying, can we talk when you have a minute? When she got home I asked her what happened. She said she had told him that I was uncomfortable with them talking, and she couldn't chat anymore. I said what did he want to talk about with that last message? She said he just said if I ever needed to talk he was there for her. Over the next 2 weeks she became very secretive with her phone. The Facebook messages just stopped. Something didn't feel right. 4 days ago I finally asked her, are you still messaging him somehow? She insisted no, why would I think that? She said she was appalled I didn't trust her, and if we didn't have trust we had nothing. Friday she finally left her phone unattended for a few minutes. Our 13-year-old daughter looked through her phone. She found a secret email that she had created and was logging into it from a secret tab on her Safari. It was all emails about how much they loved each other and wanted to be together, and how being intimate with me made her feel terrible for him. I confronted her. She admitted to lying and said she hadn't been happy for quite a while. Said nothing physically had happened yet. So she left. I'm devastated, my whole world feels like it's ending, and has been smashed over my head. She says she didn't cheat. I disagree. What do you think? Edited to add, we are divorcing, she doesn't want to work it out. I don't think I could ever get over it anyway. I know I deserve better. I kissed her but for 16 years. But she was still my whole world, and we have children. So it's tough. I'm just so sad right now and don't really have friends to vent to besides my parents. We have reached the end of the story. Let's listen to some of the comments by our Reddit listeners. Comment 1. She says she didn't cheat? She had a full-blown affair with this guy. She's deep in the affair fog. Immediately file for divorce. She needs to feel the consequences of her betrayal in order to snap her out of this fog. Look up the 180. Go gray rock on her. OP reply. Yeah, I'm going to get divorce papers tomorrow. She's already left. She found a friend who is letting her stay at their cottage until she can find a place. For what it's worth, she's not saying she didn't do wrong, she is saying this is her fault, and that I didn't deserve it. She's just saying what she did wasn't cheating. I think in her mind, if she hasn't done anything physically yet, that she didn't cheat. Comment 2. She is cheating, and not wanting to work it out is proof. At some stage it will hit her, because it sounds like you took a lot of her crap, so she is still expecting you to roll over. Lastly, lean on friends and family, and do not let her control the narrative. Start exercising, or just going for walks. Spend quality time with your daughter. Eat healthy and stay away from booze, please. OP reply. Thank you. I am a real big pushover. Pretty much all communication since the initial sit-down has been via text, so I have a copy. I did so much for this woman, I went above and beyond. I brought her coffee in bed every morning, always told her how much she meant to me, brought her lunch every day before she went to work, 2 to 10:30 p.m., and made a fresh warm dinner for her when she got home at 10:30. Rubbed her back or her feet. Put her pajamas out for her. Did dishes, laundry, and kept the house picked up, well, guy picked up at least, oh yeah, and also worked. Paid all the bills except her car payment. If she wanted anything, if it was in my power, I got it. For what it's worth, she was good to me as well. Our intimate life was good for me, although she was a bit cold. I'm just at a loss. I guess whatever it is, this guy can just give her something I can't do no matter what. Comment 3. How do you know this isn't her first affair? She acts like this has happened before. OP reply. I don't, all I have is her word. I did ask if she had done something like this before to me, and she without hesitation said no. There was one other time about 5 to 6 years ago when I was worried, but she never got this cold or secretive. She knew for the last 5 to 6 years I haven't fully trusted her, and she always asked why and was insulted. I always told her it's not what you have done, it's what you don't do. And what I meant by that was showing me affection, and by affection, I don't mean sexual stuff. Hell, we were intimate Thursday night, and this all blew up Friday afternoon.